Good afternoon, children. Welcome to your chemistry online class. We are dealing with the chapter thermodynamics. Last class, we have discussed a lot of things about and the terms in thermodynamics. Today, we are going to discuss about a new term, that is enthalpy of a solution. Enthalpy of a solution of a substance is the enthalpy change when 1 mole of it dissolves in specified amount of solvent. So we can define enthalpy of a solution is, it is the enthalpy of a solution of substance is the enthalpy change when 1 mole of a solute is dissolved in specified amount of the solvent. This is known as enthalpy of the solution. The enthalpy of a solution at infinite dilution is the enthalpy change. So there is another term, that is enthalpy of a solution at infinite dilution. It's in the case of infinite dilution. It is the enthalpy change observed on dissolving the substance in an infinite amount of solvent. If we don't know how much amount of solvent is there, that is infinite. The amount of solvent is infinite. If 1 mole of solute dissolved in, or 1 mole of substance dissolved in this infinite amount of solvent, so the interaction, because we are taking the amount of substance is negligible compared to the size of the solvent. So the interaction between the ions are negligible because it will maybe far away. So we cannot predict if there is any interaction. So the interaction between the ions are negligible in this case. When an ionic compound dissolves in a solvent, the ions leave their ordered position. We know if an ion or if we take sodium chloride, for example, sodium chloride, it is have a definite shape and structure, all those things. It has an ordered position for the ions, the sodium ion and chloride ion in the crystal lattice. We know it is having a crystal lattice and all. But when it dissolves, what will happen? These ions now become more free. So from the order structure, it will lose that order. These ions now become more free to move in the solution. But solvation of these ions also occurs at the same time. Both ions will dissolve in water, both sodium and chloride. Similarly, in the case of other ions also. We'll see hydration of water. This picture shows hydration of water. This picture. Then enthalpy of a solution, that is AB, that is we are taking compound AB. So enthalpy of solution is denoted by the symbol delta H solution theta. Water is therefore determined by selecting how AB will dissolve in water. That we are going to determine. So there is a certain values for lattice enthalpy. So the enthalpy of hydration of ions is delta solution hydration is equal to delta lattice plus delta hydration. We have to consider the lattice enthalpy also, because the substance will separate into ions, then it will dissolve. So we have to consider the lattice enthalpy. So the enthalpy of solution will be the sum of the lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. So the first case is here, you can see AB is the substance, that is it will separate into its constituent ions, that is AB will separate into A plus, that is cation, B minus anion. So it will release the lattice enthalpy, then it will dissolve, that is it dissolve in water, ions will dissolve in water. So the hydration enthalpy, first lattice enthalpy, then hydration enthalpy. So the total, the AB will dissolve in water by 2 steps. First step, it will separate into its constituent ions, then it will dissolve. So we have to take the sum of these two. Then only we will get the hydration of the compound in water. We'll see what is lattice enthalpy. You have already studied about lattice enthalpy. The lattice enthalpy of an ionic compound is the enthalpy change which occurs when one mole of an ionic compound dissociates into its constituent ions in its gaseous state. So we can define the lattice enthalpy is it is the enthalpy change which occurs when one mole of an ionic compound dissociates into its ions in its gaseous state. So we cannot easily determine the lattice enthalpy directly. We cannot determine it by experimentally. We can use it by indirect method. This indirect method is known as constructing an enthalpy diagram called Born-Haber cycle. In your textbook, the example of chlorine is given. So in this step, you can see AB is separated into its constituent ions A plus and B minus. So the enthalpy required to change the compound into its ions is called lattice enthalpy. You can see here enthalpy diagram for lattice enthalpy of NaCl. This NaCl dissolved and it will get Na plus and Cl minus, or Na plus is combined to give NaCl. So it will be undergo several steps in order to give this compound. First, it will convert into Na plus and half Cl2. So we require bond dissociation energy. Then it will change it to gaseous state. It is solid, then gaseous state. So there are it will undergo sublimation, then fusion. So it will undergo several steps. So you take all the sum of this. The next term is spontaneity. A spontaneous process is an irreversible process and may only be reversed by an external agency. We can call a spontaneous process as the irreversible process only undergo the spontaneous process, and if we want to reverse it, we should reverse it by applying any external agency. So what are the criteria to be a process should be spontaneous? How can we say a process is spontaneous? So decrease in the enthalpy may be a contributory factor for spontaneity, but it is not true for all cases. If the enthalpy decrease, we can say the process is spontaneous, but for all process it will not true. A spontaneous reaction may be fast one, but not may be the function of the first one. Any two gases can combine to form product, but the rate of the spontaneity differs from equation to equation, substance to substance. So we can see here the enthalpy diagram for exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction is the heat evolving reaction. Endothermic reaction is heat absorbing reaction. So how can we calculate the total enthalpy of the reaction? So reactants are converted to product. Total enthalpy of reactants plus total enthalpy of the product. So it is the net heat evolved in the reaction that we should consider. Here net heat evolved, here net heat absorbed. We'll see the very important term entropy in next class. It's very important. That things we'll see in next class. Thank you.